One more review here from the old DWRG, Paul Williams, from the 12th of the 5th, 03. With a few exceptions, fandom has been harsh on Meglos. The acting, the sets, the characters, and the script have all been criticised, perhaps a little bit unfairly. Jacqueline Hill's performance as Lexa is a case in point. This isn't bad, merely average, and should not be compared to her acting as Barbara 15 years earlier. If we are making comparison with other stories, then let's look at the preceding season 17. Is the acting of the characters on Tegela any worse than those on Skaro, Chloris, and Eden? I think not. The sets are indeed awful, especially the jungle plants, which don't even look dangerous, although Lala Ward does a more convincing job than the cat sex in making them appear so. Even the Eden jungle is more convincing than this. A previous reviewer highlighted the implausibility of Meglos having humanoid controls in his ship, unless of course his people had enslaved others from neighbouring planets in the past. Still, the crime of bad sets was one committed in many previous and later stories. Now we come to the characters. Meglos is a delight, and not just when played by Tom. He comes across as one of the better villains in the season and makes up for the ineptitude of his servants. The Earthman seems irrelevant to the plot. If Meglos can copy the Doctor's body from a video screen, then why can't he do that to anyone? The characters on Tegela suffer, like the TARDIS crew in Episode 1, from a lack of action in Episode 4. The death of Lexa was completely pointless and not even dwelt upon. Meglos aside, the characters created for this story can easily be forgotten. It is the script which is both the best and the worst part of this story. Episode 1, despite the absence of the regulars, could have been fantastic. The scene is set well on Tegela and on Fura, but better editing would have interspersed these scenes to create more tension. Padding, such as the endless repetition of the same TARDIS scene, the jungle chases, and the mental battle between Meglos and the Earthman, occurs frequently in parts 2 and 3. Somewhere en route, the story forgets about the conflict between science and religion and becomes a standard runaround of a villain grabbing an impossibly advanced weapon. This sits uneasily on the fence between the silly season 17 and the serious season 18. The high points of the script lie in some of the dialogue and in fantastic cliffhangers to episodes 1 and 3. The "oh, but he does" line is a chilling moment, offering hope for the remainder, which is rarely fulfilled. Nevertheless, Meglos is not as bad as it is described.